Welcome to this explainer. Listen, if you're a notary in the Lone Star State, you already know your role is absolutely vital. You're a public servant, an officer of the state of Texas, and honestly, the legal and financial systems kind of rely on you to keep the wheels turning. But here's the catch. Maintaining that authority means you've got to strictly follow the state's renewal procedures before your 4-year term is up. So today, we're going to break down the exact steps, the timelines, and some brand new rules you absolutely need to know to make sure your commission stays active without a single hitch. Okay, let's dive into this, because this is literally the most important question we can ask right off the bat. What actually happens if, life gets crazy busy, you miss your deadline, and your commission expires? It is definitely a scenario you want to avoid at all costs. The harsh reality here, the state of Texas offers zero grace period. None. If your commission lapses by even a single day, you must immediately halt all notarizations. You legally cannot perform any notarial acts, period. But it actually goes further than just stopping work. You're legally advised to turn in your completed record books to your local county clerk's office for permanent archiving, and you actually have to destroy your physical seal to prevent anyone from misusing it. And to get back to work, you can't just hit a renew button. You have to start the entire qualification process over from scratch as a brand new applicant. That means waiting around for a new commission and a completely new qualification date. To make sure that nightmare scenario never happens to you, we've structured this explainer into a really clear, easy-to-follow roadmap. We'll be looking at 1. Timelines and education, 2. Gathering documents, 3. The application portal, 4. Finalizing the commission, 5. Troubleshooting rules, and 6. Disclaimer. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Timelines and Education. Timing is literally everything when you're dealing with state bureaucracy. Your renewal window officially opens 90 days before your current commission expires. It's a really good idea to apply early, giving them a solid 4 to 6 weeks for standard processing so you don't even come close to a lapse. But take a look at that third point on the timeline, because this is massive. Effective January 1st, 2026, every single Texas notary applicant, even if you're just renewing, will be required to pay an extra training fee and complete a mandatory education course directly through the Secretary of State. It's a huge shift. Moving right along to Section 2, Gathering Documents. $10,000. That number right there is the foundation of your entire renewal. Every single renewing notary has to secure a brand new 4-year, $10,000 surety bond from a licensed Texas company. Now, let's clear something up real quick. This bond does not protect you. Not at all. It is strictly designed to protect the public from any financial loss caused if you make a mistake or act negligently. If you're looking for personal protection, you'd have to go out and buy a separate errors and omissions insurance policy. But this $10,000 surety bond, that is the absolute legal minimum required by the state just to submit your application. Alongside your bond, you need to get your personal data lined up. We're talking your exact legal name, and I mean the exact name you're going to use when signing documents, plus your current address, your social security number, and your driver's license or state ID. Also, you absolutely must disclose any criminal history. You can leave out minor Class C misdemeanors like a basic speeding ticket, but everything else needs to be there. The state does run random background checks, and if you fail to disclose a conviction for a felony or a crime involving moral turpitude, things like fraud or theft, they will immediately deny or revoke your commission. So honesty is the best policy here. Let's head over to Section 3, the application portal. Okay, so once your bond is bought and your paperwork is in hand, it's time to log on to the Texas Secretary of State portal. Your very first step is finding your existing profile. Since you're renewing, the system actually already knows who you are. You just have to link your account history by plugging in your social security number, your date of birth, and your driver's license number. Once it finds your match, boom, you'll be able to access the renewal options right there in your self-service menu. Now, once you're linked up, and especially once that January 1st, 2026 rule goes into effect, you'll be routed over to the traditional notary education portal. This is where you'll start that mandatory course we talked about. You've got exactly 90 days to finish the course after paying the non-refundable training fee. And heads up, you can't just click through it. You have to pass the final assessment with a score of 70% or higher before the system will even let you move forward with your application. Finally, when it's time to submit the actual application, you're looking at exactly $21 in state fees. That breaks down super simply. $10 for the commission, $10 for the bond filing, and a $1 state archive fee. You can easily pay this online with a credit card, though, there is a 2.7% convenience fee tacked on. Or if you prefer the old school route, you can mail it in with a check or money order payable through a U.S. bank.
All right, on to Section 4, finalizing the commission.
So you submitted your application and paid your fees. Awesome. But you are not done yet. The moment the state emails you to say you're approved, you need to jump on these steps. Step 1, download your new commission certificate right from the portal. Step 2, and a lot of people mess this one up, you have to take the official oath of office that's printed on your certificate. You cannot just do this by yourself in your living room. You have to sign it in front of another authorized official, like another notary who will then notarize your signature. Step 3, keep that signed oath safe in your own files, don't mail it back to the state, and go buy your new physical seal with your freshly updated 4-year expiration date on it. Let's transition to Section 5, Troubleshooting Rules. Okay, so let's look at a few sneaky pitfalls, starting with a surprisingly strict new rule. As of January 21st, 2025, the Secretary of State's Notary Unit completely stopped accepting applications with periods after middle initials or suffixes. Seriously, if you submit your name as Jane A. Doe with a period after the A, they will reject or alter it. It has to be formatted as Jane A. Doe with absolutely no punctuation. And because of that, your new physical notary stamp has to perfectly match that unpunctuated name on your certificate. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it clears up a massive workplace misconception. A lot of times, your employer is the one paying for your bond, your supplies, and your application fee, right? So what happens if you leave that job? Well, according to Texas Attorney General Opinion GA 0723, a notary public is a commissioned state officer. That means your commission belongs entirely to you, the individual, no matter whose credit card was used to pay for it. Your boss cannot legally keep your official seal, your journal, or your commission certificate if you get fired or quit. So what do you do if you find yourself in that sticky situation where a former employer refuses to hand over your stuff? Here is your real-world troubleshooting guide. First, try to make copies of your existing journal pages because you're still legally responsible for fulfilling any public requests for your past acts. Second, go ahead and purchase a new physical seal with your correct info and start a brand new record book. And third, you absolutely should report them. Withholding official public records is illegal, so you should report it to local law enforcement and directly to the Secretary of State. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, Disclaimer. Look, the information we've gone over in this explainer is based on the absolute latest data we have. But, as you can clearly see with that quirky 2025 punctuation rule and the big 2026 education mandate, Texas notary rules are constantly evolving. Things change. So we strongly encourage you to always double-check these details directly with the official Texas Secretary of State resources or, seek independent legal advice if you have a really specific, complicated situation. And with that, we've covered the whole shebang. The clock is quite literally always ticking on a 4-year commission. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Are your documents, your bond, and your portal login completely ready for that crucial 90-day window? Seriously, don't put this off until the last minute. I'd love to hear how your renewal goes, or if you run into any wild surprises with the new rules. So drop your experiences down in the comments. Keep learning, stay organized, and we will catch you in the next explainer.